Hey guys, welcome back to the Millennial Mentality Podcast. I am your host, Nick Agnelli, and this is 5 Minute Friday. First off, I want to start off by thanking each and every one of you guys for listening and watching. If you could hit that subscribe button, like and share all of our posts. We are so grateful for all of the reactions and all of the input you guys have given us into this. It's been a really cool journey to see this kind of come to fruition. And it's been a dream of both Pete and I's to come on here and give you a piece of our mind and an insight into our lives. It's been a really cool process. So I want to start off by thanking you guys so much for watching this. I really mean it. It's been an amazing process, and I can't wait to continue to grow it and move forward with it, becoming a better person, becoming a better podcast, and everything in between. So I wanted to thank you for that. This is 5 Minute Friday. So 5 Minute Friday is basically a hot take on an idea that's been on our mind, either Pete or mine. We're going to jump on here weekly and give you that snippet into that thought. For today, it's going to be something a little bit more serious. It could be a joke sometimes, though, or a funny thought. But today, it's going to be a little bit more serious into something that I've been dealing with personally, and that's kind of just suffering. So no, I'm not depressed. No, I don't have anxiety. I don't have any type of mental illness. But for me, that suffering comes from what I touched on the first episode, which is comes down to my body image and where I am right now and dealing with my weight. As I said on the first episode, I'm going to be outspoken about that subject. I feel like body image in today's society isn't something that's talked about too much, at least on a level of us just normal people in everyday lives. Suffering jumps into my life right now because I feel like suffering can be taken in two different ways. I feel like in one way or another, we are all suffering in different ways. Whether we are suffering to get closer to our goals, or we're suffering and being complacent, going further away from our goals. And if you hear me out on this, it was simple in my mind. And when it clicked, I really felt that. It was, if I am complacent in my body and I am gaining weight, or I'm going out on the weekends and I'm binge drinking, or I'm partying, and I wake up on Monday, I'm suffering in my headspace. I am absolutely miserable looking in the mirror at the person standing back at me and seeing my body image. I'm not happy with that. I'm really struggling in that fact, and I'm struggling with that thought of this is who I am and this is who I'm becoming. Now, on the adverse, you could be suffering getting closer to your goals. So if, in this case, for my instance, if I'm going to the gym and I'm suffering through that, if I am going to a party and I'm saying no to shitty food, I'm suffering through that. But I'm suffering through that walking closer towards my goals. In work life, say you are suffering in that shitty job. You are dreading Monday mornings. You're getting bad sleep because you have so much anxiety about going to something that you just dread. You are suffering in that. Now, if you were to quit that shitty job and go out on your own and be an entrepreneur, or go out and get a new job and start a whole new entity, you're going to suffer through that as well. But at least you're suffering knowing that 1% every day you're walking and stepping closer towards your goals. It could be brought into personal relationships. If you're in a relationship that you really are suffering in, you don't love your partner anymore, or they don't treat you the right way. Yeah, it's going to be uncomfortable, and yeah, it's going to suck getting out of that. And you're going to suffer being single because the dating scene is a crazy shit fest, and it's hard, and you have to weed through the bad people to get that gem. But at least you're suffering knowing that you know what you deserve and that you're moving closer towards that. It could be brought to financial aspect of life, right? You're broke. You don't have money to pay your bills, or you don't have financial freedom to go on vacations and really fulfill your dreams. And you're suffering in that headspace. Right? You know that getting a second job, or you know that maybe not going out to that bar, or not buying that thing that you don't really need, but it's materialistic, could fulfill that. But on the adverse, suffering in getting that second job, and suffering and not spending that money that's not really useful in any sense, you're working towards that goal and fulfilling that life that you want of financial freedom. Suffering could be taken to so many aspects of your life, but to me, it was a thought that was in my head this week because in the end of the day, we're all suffering and we're all fighting on one way or the other. To me, it was really simple because if I'm suffering, I want to make sure that I want to be suffering in a way that's going to be making me better. It's going to be there regardless, whether you're miserable or whether you're getting better. So why not take that and turn it into a positive in getting yourself to the place you want to be? It's always going to be a struggle. Life is not easy. It will knock it to your knees and keep you there. But wake up every day and fight to get that 1% better to walk towards your goals. And then that walk will turn into a jog, which will turn into a run, which will turn into a sprint with that momentum. That suffering will slowly get more numb because that's what a routine does. And that's what discipline does when it integrates into your life. I want to challenge you guys from today, this week, this month, and this next year to pick that suffering that you know is a long-term, integrated part of your life that you know is going to make you more successful, ultimately more happy and more fulfilled. Don't live for that short-term high, whether that's a Friday night going out and getting drunk or a Sunday night brunch, just to be miserable the whole week and just to live for the weekends. Start living to be more fulfilled that 90% of the time where we're all just living in our everyday lives. Find that medium ground, but continue to push for more. We're all going to have a hard time and we're all going to struggle regardless. But the point of today is just make sure that you're getting better or there's a point to all the suffering. I wanted to just say that on here today, guys. Personally, I've been struggling a lot. As I said, when I started out with my weight, I wanted to come on here to kind of make a statement that this past weekend, I looked at myself in the mirror and I've really even been having a hard time with that. The worst part about it is being overweight your entire life and then losing weight and seeing what your body could look like at its best and then slowly compounding and gaining the weight back. It's torture because you know what you're you know what you can do. You know what your best self is. And now you're looking in the mirror at what once was, and now you're looking at what is now. So it's almost like torture to me. But I'm sick and tired of feeling sorry for myself. And I'm sick and tired of working towards my goals, slowly getting there, almost in reach of it, right? My foot's on the throat, and then I step off the gas pedal and I say, okay, I'm almost there. And then it slips through my fingers and goes away. I want to continuously strive to make myself better. I want to continuously strive to become more. And I think that's all of our goals in life in one way or the other. And I want to push you to whatever your goal is, to whatever you want to do it, and to know that the only way to do that is to get uncomfortable, to push yourself, and to sacrifice and to suffer. And the most beautiful things come out of that. I know that in my headspace now, it's not a permanent thing, and that the only way to get through that is to push, and through discipline and hard work, I will get to my better self. I'm declaring that now, that the person you see on this video in 4, 5, 6 months will not be the same person physically, and tenfold mentally, I will become so much of a better person because of that. I challenge you guys this week to become a better person, push towards those goals. I know that each and every one of you have so much more to give the world, and strive towards that. I love each and every one of you guys. This is your 5-Minute Friday. Thank you so much. I'll be looking forward to speaking to you guys next week on our podcast, releasing Monday with Sam Alsop. And then next Friday, it will be Pete giving the 5-Minute Friday. Thank you for watching, viewing, and subscribing. If you could share this with all your friends, I would much appreciate that. We love you guys. Peace.